Welcome everyone to JayK Talks, the first installment of the Scuffed podcast. It's your boys, Kelvin and Jared,
Hey
here to
guys.
kick you off on the first episode. This is just something we want to do for fun. It's gonna be a little scuff for the beginning. We got our gamer headsets on, our $17 webcams off Amazon, and we're just doing it just for the fun, For this episode, the first one at least, the first installment, we're gonna talk about dates and romance. Just to kick it off. I got some funny stories. Kelvin has some
I
funny
also have some
stories.
funny stories. Yes.
So,
We were planning on having Steggy with us, or our friend Wyatt, but he unfortunately cannot join us today because I'm pretty sure he'd have some funny stories. He's
yeah, he
pretty
is
popular with the ladies.
quite the Casanova, if I do say so
Yeah,
myself. But,
he's basically the sex symbol, like what's his name, Danny DeVito, except he's taller.
he's a little bit above the 5'2" mark.
I'm just trying to play my games, man.
It's alright, you do you, you do you.
Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. We got you.
Alright, so, Kel, why don't you kick us off?
All right. So what are we gonna start off with today? Let's see. Best first date or worst first date? Let's start off good. Let's start off good.
Alright, I like that.
Best first date. I'd have to say with my ex. I'm gonna try to keep names omitted.
Yeah,
For, for good
anonymity. Good reasons.
Anonymity.
See an enemies, bro.
Okay. So yeah, my best first date was actually with one of my exes. So you can kind of guess who that was, but it wasn't really a first date. We kind of went out together as a group with one of my friends, or like group of friends. I don't really know if you would consider it a date, but it was the first time we actually ever got together. And so we went to Disney Springs, or downtown Disney, or whatever you want to call it, and we were there with a group of friends. We went to Planet Hollywood. We ate. We had loads of fun. Lots of laughs and everything. The things that you would do
Yeah, the
at
good
Disney
stuff.
Springs with a group of friends. But all in all, everything went well. After that, we went back home, and we went to Walmart for some odd reason. I don't remember why. And when we went to Walmart, I actually I made sure that this girl rode with me. I made sure that she was riding with me,
Smooth.
and just it was just her and I, and we kind of had this kind of same love for like an artist that we have. Or sorry, my dog just completely distracted me. We had the same love for an artist, which is Chance the Rapper, and so like on our way to Walmart and stuff, we'd be bumping a Chance the Rapper and doing the things that you do. Showing my personality a little bit. Hoping I can grab her with my personality, not my 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10 looks. Just that's it. But
You're dashing. Come on.
I'll kiss you right now. But as I was saying before, after we got out the car, we were about to head into Walmart. She actually told me that she took self-defense classes, and I was like, hold up. So you're telling me you could fight me right now? Right, the classical let's fight kind of thing going on
A
between
little
a guy
play
and a
flirty.
girl.
I like it.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
And she was like, all right, bet I'll fight you right now. So we both got out of the car. It's like, all right. So I started doing my whole thing. I was just like, acting like I know how to fight when I really don't know how to fight. Actually, I did fight one time, but that's a story for another time. But regardless, um, we were fighting, and I actually ended up picking her up. Right, I picked her up, sort of like twirled around, like while I had her like in my shoulder and stuff like that, just doing the playful kind of stuff, right? And by the time I like put her down, right, put her down on both feet, made sure she was fine. I grabbed like her back, I pulled her in, and that's when I made my first move, bro. And that's how it happened. That was the first move. It wasn't really a first date, but it was the first move with somebody. That was my move, and that's how I made my move. And from there on out, I guess you could say, we clicked, we went off, and that's how it happened. That's where it started. It didn't immediately start into the relationship after that. We had a few bumps in there, but all in all, I said it was a good first
Yeah, it's
date.
good stuff. You know, sometimes you find love in a hopeless place. Rihanna, we love you. Sometimes that hopeless place is Walmart.
Well,
You
it
know,
was Walmart.
right on aisle 10, where the
Auburndale
eggs are.
Walmart. Auburndale, the finest of qualities of Walmarts, man. Nothing sketch about that. Most romantic place you've ever been. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean that's good. That's good. That's good stuff. I guess probably the best date for me ever was actually with this girl. For like I usually don't like tend to like meet women online, but I had met her online per se, and I had been following her for a while. She was like friends of friends, so I just happened to follow her one day, and I guess somewhere months down the road, I noticed she was posting stuff on her IG Insta stories, and I did something really corny. I think she was doing something like ask me a question or something, or some other like responding statement. And looking back, I cringe now thinking about what I said, but I was like, I totally let you break my heart, and that's just kind of how I kicked it off. That was the first thing I said to her. She DM'd me back, and we went back and forth. And eventually, we set up a first date, and everything was good. And the first couple of dates went really nice. I mean, I had only known her like barely, like we had gone to the same school, but other than that, like I didn't really know who she was. So getting to know her over the first few dates was really, really interesting. And around like our third or fourth date, this is when my best date would have been, was she wanted to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, which at first I was like interesting
He
because we hadn't
does.
we hadn't gone out on a date to a restaurant yet. We kind of just like went and got ice cream, went and talked somewhere, just getting to
Hmm.
know each other kind of things. So she was like, "Yeah, you know what? I kind of want to go to B Dubs," and I was like, "Okay, let's do it." I was like, "I can do wings all the day." Um, we get there, we sit down, we order our food, and this is probably the only funny part about this story is we both order wings, we both order the same amount. She goes all the way like mild, like super hot, and I kind of chickened out. I'm like, I'm a little nervous. I still got those first date jitters still. I don't think I
Yeah,
can
that's
eat
why you
that
don't like the
much.
spicy food, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, I
that's
don't
why
want
you
to. I was like, I
yeah.
can't do spicy food right now, man.
Yeah,
She's
right
like, it might
now.
put me off. I'm gonna start sweating. She's gonna be like, "You okay? You seem really nervous." I'm like, "No, it's just the wings are so good." And
Yeah, yeah.
I did my thing. Waitress comes out with the wings. She puts them down. We had been talking the whole time. Things were going so smooth. I'm on cloud nine. And then the funny part is she just pounds. I mean, she knocks these wings back, man. She's just going at it. I mean, I look down. I'm on my second one, and she's already finished with 8 of them, like licking her
Oh
fingers and
yeah.
everything. She's like, "Listen, I'm gonna excuse myself. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and clean up." And I was like, "Oh, you're done." I'm like, "I'm only on my second one. She already got 8 done." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "She wasn't
Okay.
playing." So she quickly goes to the bathroom, and I mean, I choke these things down. These wings were awful. I chose like some dry rub. They were like lemon pepper or something, and I was choking on them. Like they were not good at all. And I choked them down because I didn't want to be embarrassed. Like our waitress came like back while she was gone in the bathroom. She's like, "Where'd she go? She did she?" And I'm like, "No, she just finished and went to clean up in the bathroom." She's like, "What are you doing, baby?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I'm trying to finish."
No way. That was just.
uh,
I mean, she really thought she
she's like,
ditched you.
"Yeah." She's like,
Yeah.
"Did you get ditched?" And I'm like, "No, she's just in the bathroom." And she's like, "Oh, okay, sweetie." And she's like, "She gonna want more?" And I was like, "I don't know. Better wait till she comes back." But we were just talking and getting to know each other. I mean, we were going on like about like future plans, like what we're doing for school. Like we were just clicking. Like it just was the smoothest conversation I ever had. I enjoyed myself. Took her home that night, kissed her on the cheek, said goodnight, and that was it. Set
Ooh.
in stone. Like I mean, there's not much to it, but I mean, we just talked for like 3 hours at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Like who does that?
You guys
It's good
listen to good
stuff.
music together?
Oh yeah, actually, I guess I mean there's no reason to like lie on the podcast. Like why are you gonna lie on the podcast? But the reason Kelvin's saying this is because one time we went on. He knows who the girl is. We went on a date, and I had literally just made a playlist with like all these like songs that you could like sing along to, hoping that maybe she would like something out of it. And I played it for her while we were in the car driving somewhere. And she's like, "Is this your playlist?" And I was like, yeah, why?" And I was like, "Listen." She's like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, I'm just playing. Actually, my friend made it for me." And I was like, she's like, "Oh," she's like, "It kind of sucks." I was like, "Yeah, I just started listening to it. It doesn't sound that good."
Yeah.
And
Who was that
actually,
friend, Jay?
yeah, I actually said it was Kelvin because she knew Kelvin.
Oh yeah, it was me.
She's like, "Oh, that's funny."
So if she asks, I have bad taste in music. Apparently,
I guess. I'm sorry, buddy. I shouldn't have done that.
that's okay. I mean, granted, her taste in music wasn't the best either, but
No.
it's okay. We all have different opinions on music.
Yeah, it's cool. It's whatever.
Some people want one phone, some people want two phones. It's just a little joke for you and I.
Don't inside jokes on the podcast, Golf. Come on, buddy. They're not gonna
I'm
know. Viewers
sorry.
at home, man. All those 10
Yeah, yeah,
viewers we're
yeah,
about to
yeah. My
get.
bad, my bad. All the viewers are about to get. You were saying though.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if we're gonna move on, I mean, I guess she was probably my worst heartbreak too, out of all of this, or one of them. Granted, because she did end up ghosting me. But I mean, we all have our reasons. It's cool. It's whatever. I was just really heartbroken at the time because I was really digging her, man. I mean, we had so much fun. I mean, at least I did, and I just really enjoyed myself. And about that fifth date, afterwards, she just kind of stopped texting me back, and
You
we went
guys
our
went
separate
on 5
ways.
dates?
Yeah, 5 dates.
Wow.
Yeah.
She really just didn't respond to you
Yeah, it was really
afterwards.
weird out of the blue. I wasn't getting any bad vibes. I mean, maybe I didn't pick up on them, but she looks like she was enjoying her time. I mean, as far as I could tell.
Do you think it's because she left?
Yeah, she did end up going to school, not out of state, but like really far away. So like it was going to be hard regardless. And this was during the summertime after she had like just graduated high school, and I had already been in college for 1 year. So.
But what do you think about that distance thing? Like, I don't know. Personally, I
Uh,
feel like a distance would not matter to me.
no, I mean it's tough. I mean, and like that distance isn't that far anyways. Like it's a 4-hour drive. That would have been top of state, Jacksonville area, but it's whatever,
Only
man.
4 hours. Would you have made that a drive though?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, like people always are like, well, with distance comes issues about being faithful. But I mean, I'm the type to never cheat. Like I don't cheat on when I'm serious about something, Or even if I'm not serious, I wouldn't
I
cheat. I
feel
wouldn't
like
bring myself to that.
if you, I don't know. I just feel like if you would, I wouldn't get myself in a relationship. I wouldn't care about, you know, like if I truly care about somebody, I would not do that to somebody. Hold on, I am getting a door knocked on. Yeah,
Brownie here?
yeah, Brownie is here.
Show
He's
the
in the
dog,
bathroom.
Cuff. You gotta show the dog.
Hold on, then. Jared wants to see the dog. Okay.
First podcast feature guest is Brownie. Welcome, Brownie.
Brownie.
Anything got to say for the homies out there watching?
Nothing.
Thank you, Brownie. Thank you for thank you for coming on the show.
Okay.
Loving Brownie.
We do love a brownie.
Speaking of dogs, I have a story for later that I'm sure our viewers will love. This is a great one.
Oh
But,
yes, incredible! I can't wait to get to that one.
Why don't
but-
you continue us off with maybe your worst heartbreak?
My worst heartbreak. Okay, I think it'd have to be. I was in junior year of high school, right? I was so into this girl. Granted, she was talking to another guy, which is completely just way out of my league, probably even her league, and just like that guy was 10 out of 10 all around. Every single girl wanted him, and just like he did CrossFit, so he's built. I was a soccer player. I was,
You had
I couldn't
endurance.
do
You had
much.
endurance.
I had endurance. That's what I had. But that's also what CrossFitter have. So can't really. But either way, regardless, she was just coming off of that, and the thing was like, I think she was still hooked on him. Like she was still attached to him in some sort of way. They didn't. I think they dated for like a week or two or something like that, and it just never happened. Or they didn't even date. I don't even know what really happened between them. But all I know is that our relationship actually started when we did a whole orientation for that school, because we went to a dual enrollment school, so we had to do orientation for new schools and all that good jazz. So that's actually where I first met her. And funny enough, I found her Instagram that like same day, I think, and I slid into her DMs that same day.
Oh yeah.
And
Didn't even wait.
yeah, I didn't even wait, bro. It was like I was like, yo, I know we just met, and I think you're super cool, but I'd definitely like to get to know you if you give me the chance. I probably said a lot more words than that, so it was like a paragraph long. So, and she just left me in red. So that was the beginning of that. But that was the beginning of the friendship, I guess you could say, because after that we had college algebra together. Funny enough, I had a friend of mine that she was like, yo, we should sit next to each other in math class. I didn't think much of it because I just thought of her as a friend. But later on, it turned out she just wanted to be more than friends. But that's another story for another time. But funny enough, she chose a seat, right? My friend chose a seat, and it was in front of that girl that I slid into the DMs. So I actually sat in front of this girl. So all in all, it was at first it was kind of awkward because it was well, not for me, but I bet it was awkward for her because she left me on open or red, and it was on Instagram too. So I mean, like you can't really do
It's
much
always
about it.
Instagram, man.
Yeah, always Instagram, man. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But regardless, school year went on. We got really close. We actually started becoming real good friends. Funny thing is, I got 100 in like the first test for college algebra, and then somehow I ended up having a 102 in the class. And so she was like, "Oh, this kid is pretty smart. Let me ask him for some help." And that's how this friendship started. She actually asked me for some help. I was just a math tutor to her,
All
but
right.
that's how it started. And
Smart boys
fast
win the
forward to
day.
yeah, first time ever. First time ever. This is where my math skills paid off for the first time. Fast forwarding to what I said before, she was just getting out of a relationship where she was still hooked on a guy, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna try again," you know. So obviously, I did all these sort of moves. I tried flirting with her, it's all this sort of stuff, and I think, I guess again, I can't say we went on dates because Jose was always there. Because Jose is in high school and now is one of my best buds,
Yep.
and so he was always there,
Yeah.
every single time. And so Jose was there, and whenever we went out to the movies, Jose would also be there, but he'd bring a date of his own or a girl or something of the sort. So it would be like a double date, kind of thing. But
Oh,
I don't know if
cutesy.
this girl that I was into saw it that way. I truly don't know. I mean, we held hands in the movies and stuff like that, but I never had a chance with her, right? Um, and so one time for Valentine's Day, I actually got her like a huge teddy bear, bro. That thing was like $30 for a teddy bear. It was like from my torso up, which
It's a
for
good
you
size, you
people
know.
out there, I'm like 6'2"
He's at
out
least
there.
6'2". Like, keep in
I'm
mind, that's a pretty big teddy bear. That's a lot
yeah,
of love packed
it's
into a package, you
it's a
know.
lot. I love practice. $30 worth of love. And so the thing was, I gave it. Hold on, I'm getting on. Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, look at that Valentine's Day
Thank you.
cookie.
Smash my sister.
uh,
Let me continue.
yeah, yeah.
So as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, teddy bear.
Teddy
I
bear.
wrote her a card. I had a card for her or a letter. It was something of the sort. And she already knew I was like into her beforehand. Like I already texted her. I was like, "Yo, I'm really into you, so I kind of really want to try this." And give her the card. I think I got her like candy or something of the sorts, but I definitely got her that teddy bear. Right. Uh, she just like left me hanging. She never said anything. She never did anything afterwards, and that's not the hurtful part, right? Come to find out, like not like this was junior year, so that was like what 4 or 5 years ago, 5 years ago almost.
Oh my, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. 2 years ago, when I graduated, 2018 and to 2019, that's when I was already here at UCF in college and everything. Jose, who was also good friends with this girl that I was into, he told me that this girl was going around with the teddy bear saying, "Who wants this? Who wants
Oh,
this teddy bear, bro?" And I was like, man.
you hate to
She actually ended up
see
not
it,
even
bro.
giving it away. This is what Jose told me. He told me that she actually ended up putting it in the trash, man. Didn't even wait, bro. And so like when that sort of thing happened, I was just like, man, that kind of hurt. And it's not a heartbreak then when it happened. Like it wasn't a heartbreak in junior year. It was a heartbreak,
Like,
a
even,
delayed heartbreak.
yeah,
And that's what hurt the most.
yeah, that's
Oh,
sad.
literally can't hear a single other person in here. Okay, so I'll talk to Jared. RB's in the chat right now. Let me know if you can hear
Uh,
Jared.
yeah, just for anybody who's watching this later, I'm probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record this. Well, I mean, not probably. I am recording this, but probably what I'm gonna do is me and Kelvin gonna make a YouTube channel, throw up it on the YouTube channel, maybe drop the link on Twitter, see if anybody wants to watch it. So it'll always be there to look back on times. But Kelvin's currently live streaming on Twitch on his I don't even know what your name of your Twitch account is. Plug it. Go for it, man.
Kelvin Soccer 1. I stream other things too occasionally. I don't really stream. But we will be doing this podcast regularly.
Hopefully.
So
That's our plan.
hopefully.
We like it. We're
Hopefully.
kind of interested in it. It's fun. We're just
Every
doing it for
Sunday,
fun.
every Sunday night. Or we'll set the schedule.
Yeah, we'll set a schedule. It's Saturday now. It's Sunday night, you know.
Oh, it is Saturday.
Yeah.
No, Sunday.
No. Today is Saturday.
Have another day.
It's my mom's birthday, by the way. If you're watching this and this is on YouTube, drop a happy birthday, Mama G in the chat.
Tell your mom I said happy
Or
birthday,
don't.
Mother Teresa.
Yep, Mother Teresa. She knows best.
She does know best.
Just turned young and sprung at 33.
Fix the audio. We can't hear anyone other than Jared. Jared, can you guys not hear me?
Oh, maybe they can. Oh, you probably have something wrong with OBS.
I think so. Hold on.
All right. Well, we can always take a break in the podcast. I can always edit the recording later with my pro editing software that I do not own.
This is weird.
Man, you can tell you haven't been streaming in a while.
It's been a minute.
Man, so chat's only got half the conversation.
Hello? No. It's coming in from echo from you.
From me? Do I need to fix my mic settings?
Oh, wait. Maybe it's working? RB, can you hear me?
Do I need to turn you down?
I don't know.
I'll turn you down just a little bit.
Hold on, let me check my stream.
Oh, wait,
Watch it from my phone, actually.
Let's go back to green.
You echoing hard now, yeah. Oh. It's interesting. Oh, it's hot, bro. It gets real hot in my room.
I guess we could take a side note here. I'm going to think of something to say for the podcast.
What was I saying? Jared volume is perfect, but you need to be louder, Kelfo. I need to be louder.
Kelvin needs to be louder. Good stuff, good stuff.
Okay. I don't know if Steg is even talking. No, Steg is not even talking.
Nah, Steggy ain't talking.
He's just chilling.
I mean, while we're waiting for Kelvin to fix his stuff, I guess I can drop you guys some of my favorite artists, you know? I listen to a lot of music. I like to think that I am musically adept in that I like everything. I mean, I don't like everything, but I like all genres. So let me hit you with some random things. Traditionally, I listen to like rap music, but also R&B. But occasionally, I'll hit you with that random bluegrass, you know? The Teskey Brothers, bro. That's good stuff. That's good bluegrass. What else?
Teskey Brothers?
Teskey Brothers, bro. Little banjo.
Disgustingly good.
Little bit of banjo.
Disgustingly good.
Kelvin knows what I'm talking about because he got that. He got that soul music, man. Good soul
From
music.
the Color Show as well, bro.
Woo! Color Show, man. We'd love to see that. Masago, man. Like that jazz, you know. Got a little bit of R&B and like SZA, Daniel Caesar, you know. Rappers like, I mean, Kanye's good. I mean, what other rappers? Amine. Oh, Amine is probably my favorite, man. Like just Amine, bro. You're just so good. Whatever album. What album? We're good now. All right, moving on. Let's hit back to back. Still back on dates. Kelvin's kind of finishing up his worst. What are you finishing up? Worst heartbreak ever? That's what we're doing.
Worst heartbreak. Yes, I didn't even talk about my worst date. But
no. We'll get to that next.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk
that's my best story. So that's why I'm saving it for last. Oh, and there goes my cam. Hit orange real quick. All right, we're back. Oh my. Let's turn that.
We're getting it fixed.
All right, my cam just decided quality just to go even further down.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we were talking about my heartbreak and how it was a delayed heartbreak. It wasn't even, in that moment. It hurt. I think it hurt more knowing about it later because I couldn't do anything about it.
Bro, I mean, not so much delayed, but I had one that was like inevitable, Like it's coming and you can't do anything about it to stop it, and you try your hardest but you don't. Because I remember I was talking with this one girl for the longest time ever in high school, like probably the entirety of senior year. And I had known from the start that her life plans were that she wanted to go to school out of state, somewhere in Virginia, and she was going to be there like the whole time. And she had never even like mentioned like staying. Like it just wasn't even a possibility. Like she was just gone. But I mean, me and her were so close. We were just vibing with each other, We just
Mm.
we were hitting it
Those are the
off.
best, you know.
Yeah, it was nothing like too insane. I mean, we never really went on dates. It was just stayed in the talking stage forever, which kind of sucked. But I mean, we knew it wasn't going anywhere. And when she moved away, man, and we graduated, and I knew it wasn't happening. Oh, I was so heartbroken for so long, man. It took forever to get over.
It's not those kind of see. That's what I'm saying though. Like the kind of long distance. I guess it's hard. Loyalty plays a part in it. Like making sure someone stays faithful to you. It's
Yeah.
important. But like I said, I wouldn't get in a relationship with someone if I didn't trust them. As Jared goes orange again, I wouldn't get in a relationship with somebody if I did not trust them, or if I did not care enough, in the sense that I do not trust myself to not be tempted by other women, while I'm dating this person. And it's hard.
I mean, I
It's
guess.
annoying.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I
annoying.
can't
It's
speak
annoying.
on behalf of others. Like I know for me personally, it wouldn't be an issue for me, and
That's true.
I'm a pretty patient person. But just the inevitability of that situation, man. When you just enjoy somebody so much, it's so hard to see them go,
No,
regardless of the circumstances.
that's so true. It's hard for me in general to find someone that I enjoy talking to. You know, like with you, Jared, I'm making this podcast, so I enjoy talking to you. So of course, I'm gonna
You know
enjoy
how it be.
talking to you, and I enjoy talking to all the homies out there. But like certain, like talking romantically, I guess you could say, looking for a relationship, it's just harder to connect with someone and click with someone. But once you find it, oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it feels so
It's
good.
beautiful. Oh man, that actually brings me to another story. One time I was talking to this one girl. All right, she was a senior while I was still while I was when I just freshman year of uh college. Right, so she was a senior in high school, and I was so she was still 1 year back or two, something. I don't even know. Regardless, she went to a school that's pretty like in Claremont, so it's pretty close to here in Orlando, closer. And she, I met her online as well, right? I actually met her via Tinder. That's
Okay.
where I met her. So at first, like obviously both swiped right. I got her Snapchat, and funny thing is, I decided to pull the high school Kelvin kind of smooth moves kind of thing, and I was like, "Yo, we should start a streak." Okay, see, here's the thing. Here's the problem. I would say this to a lot of different girls, right? I'd say this to a lot of different girls. I was like, "Yo, we should start a streak," and then the girl would be like, "Bet." I was like, "I slash," and I'd respond with like, "Okay, awesome. As long as I get to see your face every day, I'm lit. I'm
Uh,
blessed." That's the kind of thing. Here's the thing about me. Another thing. I kind of reuse my moves for certain people, but sometimes it's just like it's not okay. You know, I reuse it. I reuse some words that I've said and moves. Okay,
yeah, so it's
but
fine so long as they're not like sisters or anything, you know.
oh, okay. Hold on. We'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that one. uh, what was I saying? Okay, yeah. This girl, Snapchat her, and it says, "Is this what you say to every girl?" I was like, "No." I was like,
Not
"No,
anymore.
not anymore." I from that moment, I'd never said that ever again. But it was so funny because like she was straight up, and I like that. She was blunt, and I like that. So after a while of not talking, it was like a few months. Actually, it was like New Year's Eve. I saw that she posted. I was in England, and she was still here, like in Florida. So I was like 6 hours ahead, and I saw that she posted it. I was like, "Yo, I really like your style. I'm just cool with being friends." That's all I said, right? I just want to be friends. That's how it started. I really had no intentions of like seeing her romantically or any of the sorts. I was just like, I just want to be your friend because you seem really cool. So we talked New Year's Eve, whatever. We became really good friends, and we would like talk on FaceTime. She would call me whenever she like wasn't feeling so good, or there's actually legit one day she goes, "I didn't talk to a single person all day at school. You're the only person I've talked to."
Oh
And I was
wow.
like, "Wow," it's that sort of thing. And as times go on, like our relationship, our friendship was like amazing. I I talk trash to her, she'd talk trash back. We'd roast each other, she'd roast me back. But at the same time, we'd have that like kind of flirting ratio.
Okay.
We kind of do that at the same time. It was a great friendship. But that's when it's like started stacking on top of each other, and I started developing feelings. And I didn't want to say anything because I know she actually was talking to another dude at the time. So obviously, I'm
Mm.
not gonna be like, "Yo, I'm into you" and stuff like that. Okay. And again, time passes by. She gets a boyfriend, so now they're dating. So now I have zero chance at all. And like, um, so we start parting our own ways because she actually is going to a different school than what I was going to. She was going further up north. I was just staying here in Central Florida. And so again, uh, like you said, the distance kind of thing. But I don't think that played a part here. And as I said, our friendship was really good. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay. So when she has a boyfriend and everything, already settled down, whatever. She's like in love with this man now. Like I'm pretty sure they're gonna get married if anything. But I'm like, if they ever broke up and she came back to me, I'd say yes immediately.
Hmm.
Funny thing is, she's actually taller than I am, and she like we've seen each other before, and like she doesn't care, you know. And I'm like, thank you, because I honestly think she was one of the most prettiest girls I've ever seen, like straight up,
Oh.
right? So she settled down with a boyfriend and everything, and so the thing now is she decides to say this to me when she's already settled down with a man. She goes, I actually used to really like you. She said
Yep.
the first day that we got off of FaceTime together, like the first time we FaceTime together, this is her words, my heart was beating.
Oh.
I was like, you had the audacity to tell me now and not then, right? And this is in the phase when I was like hooked on Billie Eilish, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna marry Billie Eilish and stuff like that. And I said this to it's Madison Beer now, by the way, just in case anybody. No, Madison Beer, I'm coming for you. What you call it? So yeah, I told this girl, my friend, I was like, yo, I'm gonna marry Billie Eilish. She goes, yeah, are you sure about that? I'm like, yeah, for sure, 100%, it's gonna happen. She goes, all right, let me know when that doesn't work. So her and I can, And I was
Yeah.
like, but this is when they're already, when
Together.
she's already in a
Yeah.
relationship with somebody else. She tells me that when she's already in a relationship with somebody else, and she also says, you and I would have really been a power couple. I'm like, I hate that you're saying all of this right now.
That's tough.
Like, I hate that you're saying because I haven't been able to find a friendship or a relationship that was just like
Ah.
hers. One of those, like you said, when you've clicked and you bond and you have a great time with that other person, it's just amazing. And the first time, like we met online, right? And like I said, the first time that we actually did end up like hanging out together and meeting, I actually went to her. What is it called? It's not recital. That's for dance. It's something for singing. Concert,
Okay.
concert. I went to a concert, right? So she can sing, and that is amazing because she would sing, like send me videos of her singing, and I love it every single time because when somebody can sing, bro, oh, I'm over it. Like when you sing, Jared, and you serenade me, oh, it's beautiful. All right.
Oh, I'm obliged, man.
But I love when a girl's able to sing, and so I went to her concert. It was like an hour drive for me to go to her
Oh wow.
concert. And like,
Committed.
I wanted to go because I wanted to support her. And this is when she was talking to a guy, obviously. So like, I don't know if they were dating yet or anything, but after her concert, her and I, we went to Waffle House. You know. So funny thing is, she has a respiratory problem.
Okay.
She has cystic fibrosis,
Okay.
right? So she's not able to breathe very well at certain times, and sometimes she actually has to go to the hospital. And so that's definitely like very scary, especially with COVID-19 being a respiratory
Mm-hmm.
illness. So I was scared for her, but this was before that, so I'm so this is the worst but funniest thing that's ever happened to me. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so she told me obviously I knew she sung, like she knew how to sing, and she was like, yeah, I think she said she used to play volleyball or a sport or something like that, and then she does dance, and I was like, oh, so you got them good lungs, huh? And she goes, no, not really. I'm like, oh.
No, actually, I
I
don't. Funny you should
completely
mention that.
I was like, I completely forgot that you had cystic fibrosis, right? But uh, regardless, besides that, we had a good time with Waffle House, and it was everything. Everything was perfect and perfect. Nah, everything was good, right? And she even tells me that the first time we hung out, like it wasn't awkward like every other time. Like whenever you meet somebody online, first
Yeah,
time is always going to be awkward.
for
She
sure.
said with me, she said with me it felt so natural, you know.
That's good.
But you know what's not good, Jared?
What's not good?
That she tells me all of this stuff after
Yeah,
she's in a relationship.
yeah. I mean,
It's
it's tough, but I feel like at the same time, I mean, minus the like after your relationship part, I feel like that's one of the better ways to like go about starting a relationship. You know, maybe like you don't start it off right as like, oh, I'm like attracted to you, like we gotta like this is it, but you guys
oh,
started off as a friendship, man. You got to know each other just as friends, and then you develop
I
that
agree
into a
100%.
relationship like that. That's just that's the movie money maker right there. You know, that's the good
Oh,
stuff.
100%. I've always said that like dating a friend is so much better than dating someone you don't know and then getting to meet them and understand them and
Yeah,
everything.
for sure.
Like,
I would agree with that.
like you're gonna tell me that dating your best friend would not be a good idea?
I
What do
mean,
you think about that? What do you think about that excuse that girl says? I don't want to ruin the friendship that we have.
oh my. I mean, I've been in a similar situation, right? Because once you cross a certain line, you know, it's hard to go back. At least for some people. I mean, maybe not for like you and me. Like, I mean, if I get rejected, like, okay, well, I'll still be friends with you. Like, it's no biggie. Like, maybe it'll be a little awkward, but like, I won't make it anything too extreme. But like, other people are kind of like, well, once I tell my feelings for you and you reject me, like, it's just gonna be so awkward. I can't be around you. You're gonna be talking about other people. Like, it's gonna make me feel bad. You know, etc. Like, you know.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, if they're your best friend, man, like that's the risky part. Because like, if they're one of
Oh,
those people, you just lose like somebody that close so fast, and it sucks too because you know you want to be with them so bad. It's like you're stuck
yeah.
in a lose lose. Because if you do what you want to do and they say no, well now you're all the way over here. You're no longer best friends, or maybe you're not too sure about it, so you're stuck in the friend zone forever, and you just suffer for a little bit. It's not a good thing, you know.
I was told this by a great wise man one time, Devin Kepsel. Devin Kepsel was like, "What's the difference between dating? Okay, just like, what's the difference between best friend and dating? There's nothing. The only difference is that you're just kissing.
Okay, I
You
guess.
know, like, but I guess it comes into the fact that you got to be attracted to the other person.
Oh,
If you
it's not
can't,
gonna work
if you can't date your best friend, it's because I think it's because they are not attracted to you. You know,
for
that's
sure.
what I think. That's what I
And
think.
well, there's also, I mean, just a little bit more than that. There's like, feelings. Like, you don't have just. There's certain feelings you can't just reciprocate to just only a
That's true.
best
That's
friend.
fair enough. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, there's some
You're right
loving
about that.
things that you got going on. But other than that, I mean, like best friends. Yeah, I mean, I would try and date my best friend. If this girl comes along, we get to be really good friends. I'd risk it for her, man. We're like, hey,
Because what if you like? What if like you never know? What if like it actually works and then it ends
yeah.
up being the best relationship you ever had
But that's just
or
because I
will
know
have?
I would do anything in my power to at least save whatever I started to ruin. I wouldn't just let it all slip away. But
Because
yeah,
again, like yeah, you have the chance, man. Just take it, you know. But it's so hard to take it. It's easy to say, but it's so hard to do.
I haven't been in that position in a while, so maybe I'm speaking from like not knowing this. Like, oh, of course I could do that. It's gonna be so easy, but then things get different when you're in that situation.
I think recently I've become more open and expressive about what I say, about my feelings. You know, I just say what's on my mind.
Do you think that comes with like experience? Like the more you go through these
Experience.
well, not like experience like that, but I mean
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Like the more you experience new people and you get to know people
Yeah,
and you do the process from start to finish all over again, like don't you feel like you get a little bit better at that? Like you know what to expect at least?
I feel. I think yes, but for me, I think it's different. I think for me, I just started to not care about the
Mm,
repercussions
okay.
because or the consequences. I started thinking more about what could be. You know, if I say it, it could be a good thing. If I don't, well, it just was not meant to be. You know,
Mm,
because like I'm not trying to have another best friend. I have plenty of good friends. I mean, a very few best friends. I'm not trying to add on to it. You know, like I want to be. How can I say this? I mean, obviously, I want to date my best friend, but at the same time, I don't want to just continue being best friends if I already had like a target on you. I guess you could say.
okay. I see that. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just a little bit different for me. Maybe I mean I don't know as many people as you do, so I haven't gotten the chance to like really develop and expand my friend group to like a point where I'm like content with it. Like okay, this is a good amount of people to have. So I mean I'm always looking for more people to interact with. It's just I don't know if I'll ever find a limit. Like maybe you know something I don't because you got more experience in that realm, but I don't know.
No, like friends for sure. Best friends, bro. That's different, man.
Oh, so you're
That's
distinguishing
different.
between friends and best
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Maybe just because like you feel like you got to keep up with best friends more. Is that what you're going at? Or
I
you have to put
think
more effort towards them?
it's more. It's not really effort, but it is effort. But it's more in the sense of like you learn more about that person, and so the more you learn about them, the more you understand them. When I could try to be understanding somebody else, you know, or something of the sorts like that. But
Okay.
yeah, it's also like keeping up with them, making sure that your friendships already stay good. Like even though like sometimes I'm not able to hang out with like you or Jose, for example, I still talk to you guys almost like every single day. So like that's the thing, you know.
Eh,
But hmm, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's the good parts of it, And I mean, with a best friend, you have a lot of I don't want to say responsibility. I mean responsibilities, but like just I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, but you put like a lot of work into it, like developing these relationships, getting really close with people. Because like when you just meet somebody on the street, or like you meet somebody, like say you're in class and like you're talking to somebody, like it's all friendly. It's just you only have to do that for like 10, 15 minutes, and then once you guys leave and go home, like you're done for the rest of the day. Whereas like I'm always
That's true.
talking to you, I'm always talking to Wyatt, I'm talking to John, I'm talking to Jake, like it's just constant because like I just enjoy you guys. You're my people. Like it's just we enjoy each other. It's just
That's true.
it's just how you get by in life. Life would be boring alone.
Oh, for sure, 100%. You're right about that. But yeah, I mean, granted, like with that girl that I told you, like she has a boyfriend now. I would like I say we were like really good friends. I don't know if we were best friends at that point, but like it got to the point like to where I barely talked to her, you know?
Mm,
That's where it is. Like actually I don't even talk to her. I talk to her like every once in a while. Like the last time I talked to her was I think I'd like, since she has cystic fibrosis, I was like, just be careful, please, because COVID-19.
COVID. Yep.
I was just making sure she'd be all right and everything. But yeah, I mean, even even other like best friends that I would say, like I do have a few girl best friends, but I don't think they'd be at the level that you and Jose are at. Because I mean, I used to talk to them all the time, but now I don't talk to them as often. It's just like I'd never hang out with them. But I knew if I ever like do need somebody to talk to, I can go to them and they would be there for me and stuff like that. I feel like even though those are considered best friends, I don't have to like I don't have to talk to them all the time to have that sort of friendship foundation. And I feel like that's what best friends can be.
Mhm.
But with that girl, I don't think I have that anymore. I don't feel like I can talk to her whenever I wanted to or anything of the sort. You know? Um,
I know for like girl best friends, as far as it goes for me, I haven't like had many throughout the course of life. I mean, I do have one best friend, and I'll actually use her name. Her name's Sabrina. Me and her, we were.
oh,
I mean, we
I love
still
her, man.
are. We're so close. And Sabrina, if you're watching this, I love you. I doubt you will be, but she's one of the OG homies, man. And
She's amazing, man. I
she
love her.
really is. She's very nice, very kind, very welcoming to everybody, and I'm so grateful that I have her in my life. But like this kind of will play into my worst date story. I did have a time in life where I was actually trying to like intentionally befriend a girl to help out another guy, like playing wingman out,
Uh,
and it kind of backfired
uh,
on me. And she actually started to fall for me. And granted, that wasn't the plan because I was trying to hook her up with my other guy, my friend, and it just things went south. And she actually, we ended up like going on dates per se. I mean, for her, I'm sure they were dates, but I was just going out, hanging out like as friends or whatever. And we'd actually gotten to the point where one night she wanted to go to the drive-in over in Lakeland,
interesting.
and it's always something I wanted to do on a date. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go scope it out. It'll be fun. Uh,
Drive-ins are nice, man.
yeah, and see, I drive a Dodge Avenger, which is a very small car. If you don't know what it is, and you can't really like, I mean, there's not a lot of room to watch a movie in there. So when
Yeah,
I
watch
told her
movie.
about that, she was like, "Hey, I got a like an expedition like SUV type deal going on." She's like, "We'll just take my car and we'll pop up in the trunk, lay down in the back, and we'll have a good time." I was like, "You know what? Sounds good. I don't have to drive because I'd been driving before anyways." It's like I get to take a break. It'll be a fun night. So we went and we went. We saw like two movies or something. I guess they play. And by the time it finished, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And we had been driving back, and as we are driving back, we're like talking, chatting, just doing the typical friend stuff thing, and we're listening to music, jamming out. And we had actually like turned onto like one of the main city streets, and we were coming down through like a suburb type neighborhood or whatever. And this is where the funny story begins because I guess this would
This Berkeley?
probably,
Was this Berkeley Road?
yeah, this was Berkeley Road, right
Oh,
out in front of, right past Walmart.
quick note. Yeah, quick note. The Walmart that I actually went to. Quick note. Uh, that Berkeley Road, no lights. Oh, it's dark.
Oh, it's dark as can be. Like you can't see on
It's
that road at
very
night.
dark.
All you got is your
Nothing.
headlights. And I guess this is where I'll take a break, just briefly in the story, just to add one like little fact that's kind of important. This girl is a vegan. No, I don't hate on lifestyles. Do what you want, and I think veganism is pretty good. I like what it does. It aims to like present a lifestyle that's better for the environment. And I have no problem with that. But the reason that I'm including this is because it adds value to the story, and that because of her diet, like her lifestyle she's chosen, she's become quite the activist, right? She's all about saving the bees, saving, like stop eating meat, like, and I mean, it's okay, I mean, we gotta save the earth, but super like don't bring harm to animals. This is the important part, because what happens next in our date is where things get a little dicey, Um, we're driving. It's in the middle of the night. We're coming down that road. No lights. You can't see anything. I'm not even paying attention to the road because I'm not even driving, right? I'm just looking down
Mhm.
at my phone. Maybe I was looking out the window. I don't quite remember. But we were jamming out, and she was jamming out. And I guess she didn't see like this what happened. So I'm sitting there minding my own business, and all of a sudden I hear this high pitched scream. Of course, it's coming from her. She's sitting right next to me. So it brings my attention to what's happening in front of me in the road. I see this small figure appear in the headlights. I mean, it's no more than like 20 feet in front of us. And she's going like 45, 50. Like, there's no way you're going to stop before you hit this thing. It freaked me out so bad because she had screamed, and I thought it was a small child because it was that big. I was like, oh my gosh, she's about to hit this kid in the middle of the road at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, this is just a disaster. So I start screaming, bro. I'm screaming my head off. We're both screaming our heads off as she hits this thing. Well, upon impact, I soon came to realize it was actually a small dog, or not a small dog, a large dog, just because of the ungodly noise that it made. This just howl of a screech, man. And I mean, she impacted this thing and she sent it flying, dude. Like it ragdolled out of control, and she was swerving all over the road. She stops a few blocks up. She is like, I mean, she's freaking out. Like she is so like traumatized by what just happened. And I know for a fact there's no way this animal will survive. Not in a there's not a chance. I mean, she hit this thing and sent it flying. And she's freaking out and she wants to go and check on it. She's like, I need to make sure it's okay. and mind you, this is still a busy road at night, even though it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like there's still traffic. Like I'm like it's a dangerous situation, and I know for a fact that for you being the way you are, you do not need to know about this animal's fate because I know that if you know that you had killed this thing, it would destroy you as a person. So I finally calm her down. Well, I don't calm her down. I get her calmed down enough that she pulls into a side street. We pull into the side street, and without saying anything, she just puts the car in park, turns it off, opens the door, and she gets out and she's running up and down the road, screaming her head off. And it's in a neighborhood where people are trying to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. So uh, I kind of lost her. I had no idea where she went for a second. I'm sitting in the car alone. I don't know what to do because this has all happened really quickly, really fast. And I'm like, I'll just check, make sure. I'll look at her car, see if there's any damage. So I get out, and this is where I'll stop for a second time in the story to take a note. Now, when we had gone on this date, it was around Christmas time, and originally I had not noticed anything interesting about her car.
Oh,
So when
fuck.
I got out of the car and I looked at the grill, I noticed there was this like round, like red, like thing just stuck in the grill of the car. And I, for the life of me, thought it was a dog chunk. And I started gagging because I was like, oh no, there's a chunk of this dog she just hit stuck in the car. Because I known she had hit it hard enough that she probably might have left a chunk in the car. So I'm over on the side of the road gagging, on the verge of throwing up. She finally comes back and she's looking at me. She's like, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "Please, whatever you're doing, don't look at the grill of the car." She's like, "What? Why?" And so of course she looks, and she's like, "What? Well, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And she doesn't see it. I'm like, "Do you not see the red thing? Like, there's like dog chunk in your car." She's like, "This?" And she points to it. I'm like, "Yeah, that." And she's like, and I get a little bit closer, and I finally was like, it's a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer car decoration. And then, of course, I look up at the windows, and she's got the so she had decorated her car with the antlers and the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer nose, and I thought the nose was dog chunks stuck in the grill of the car.
And you hadn't
So
even noticed that she
I hadn't
decorated the
even
car.
noticed, man. I just never noticed, and that was so funny. So finally, now that she's back with me at the car, she's trembling, like I mean, she's shaking, and I felt so bad for her. I was like, man, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, you know what? Here, let's do this. Because when we had gone, she had came by my house and picked me up. So I was like, I'll just drive you home. I'll call my mom. I'll get her to come pick me up, and we'll call it a night. She's like, okay, okay. So I got her calmed down. I got her in the car. Now I'm driving her car, and it doesn't even end here. So we're going back down around the lake, and this is the last little bit of a jump scare. We're going around a curvy bend. And now, mind you, I am a driver who pays attention while driving. Not to throw any shade, but just
Uh-huh.
a possum was on in the middle of the road, and he was kind of like doing something, and he kind of darted out, stopped, caught in the headlights. I had stopped, nowhere near hitting him, but because I had stopped on the brakes on the road, she looked up, saw the possum. She's getting she's getting the re-second of the trauma. She's like, "Oh no, we're about to kill another animal." But fortunately, it scurried away. We're good. I drove her home. I had to call my mom at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, "Hey mom, you gotta come get me." And so she's like, okay, just give me the address. I mean, she was tired. She came up, she got me. Took me home. Mom was pretty chill about it though, so that was a good part. But yeah, that was probably the worst date I've ever gone on, and we didn't go on another one after. That was the end of that. She kind of left me traumatized. I'm not gonna lie, man. When she screamed and I thought I was about to hit a child, I did not sleep that night, and probably for a few nights after that.
Did
That
she ever
was
like hit you up back? Like hit you up again?
like a week later, she's like, "Hey, is there even a chance in like asking you this? Like, are we ever gonna be able to be anything?" I was like, "I'm be honest, it wasn't gonna happen from the beginning. I'm so sorry, but like, it just isn't gonna work for me." She's like, "Okay, okay."
Oh,
So yeah,
because you were trying to be a wingman for your boy,
yeah,
and you
I was
ended up
trying to set her
stealing
up with
her.
a friend, and she
It just
caught
didn't work
feelings,
out.
and then that happened. So I was like, "Well, let's take a break." And she's a sweetheart. I mean, I feel bad for her, and I hope she's doing well in life now. I hope she's saving the bees.
Give it to yeah, okay, saving the bees, right? Give it to Mother Teresa to come save the day at 2 a.m. in the
She
morning.
came in clutch, man. I would have had to walk home. Granted, it was. I mean, it's only like 8 miles, but to walk alone at home at night, that would have
Eight
been
miles
terrible.
only, right?
Eight only, man. And that was like
Oh, no.
that was almost pre Kelvin. Like, no, we still known each other because I was in college. But I mean, like, you kind of lived near her, so I could have been like, "Hey, Kel, come get me." But you probably actually would have been in Orlando, so no, it wouldn't have worked.
Would I
But
have been? Yeah, I probably would have been.
maybe
Yeah. We didn't really kindle our friendship until like, what was it, 2019, 2020? Is that what you said? Or 2018, 2019?
it was probably freshman year of college for sure.
It
It's
was
we
2 years ago.
Yeah, two
It was
years
2 years
ago.
ago.
We got 2 years of friendship going. Look at that. It led us to a podcast, man. That's crazy. When
Dude,
you
I
click with
know,
somebody,
man.
feel like I've known you
I'm
forever.
telling you, when you click with somebody, bro, it's nothing like it, man. Nothing beats it.
I mean,
But
that's my favorite sort of tell right there. That's the worst date I've ever been on, and I like to tell with more emphasis. I wasn't really prepared tonight, but I hope it was so funny. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was the big
mm,
boy I was saving for tonight.
the big boy, that
Yeah,
actually goes on to my worst date.
let's hear it, man. I'm
My
ready.
worst date, I can't say was as funny as yours. It was just a pretty bad experience. I'll keep it short because there was really not much to the date. I don't even remember what we did on the date. I'm pretty sure we went to go eat, but I don't remember. The only thing I remember is meeting her dad, right? I met her dad, and her dad asked me a few questions. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, well, no, he didn't. Like, he asked me what was I gonna do for my, for my future. Like, what am I studying, stuff like that. And I was like, finance. I'm going into finance. I'm, graduating in a little bit, or I've already graduated my AA because of dual enrolled and all this sort of stuff. He just asked me questions about myself, because I'm taking his daughter on a date. And so that was when I was picking her up. I remember that. Then we went out, and apparently she said, like, before we started the date and everything, she was like, "I'm sorry about my dad. He can be like that sometimes. He typically tends to not like the people I talk to." I was like, "No worries
Mm.
about it. It's all cool. I'm pretty sure like like I don't. He doesn't hate me or anything. I mean, obviously I don't hate him. There's nothing against him, right?" And I said, I was like, "I'm pretty good with parents, so don't worry about me." She goes, "All right, cool, good stuff, good stuff." I was like, "Yeah." And so date went on. I really don't remember what we did on the date. All I remember was that we were singing along to, or she was singing along to a song. I think it was like "Anime Titties" or something. So it's part of, yeah, it's part of the song. It's part of the song title, and there's something else, and I'm pretty sure it has like the N word in the song
Oh,
title.
that might be like that old TikTok thing I remember. Anime
I
titties, I sit on your video, and something like that.
Something like that. I think it was
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I was never big on TikTok until like recently. I'm only on TikTok for very specific reasons. Uh, but um, yeah. So she sung along to that whole song, and I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, I'm definitely sure the song had the N word in it, even in the title. And she would like sing every single word, and I say every single word. I mean, every single word. So at first, I was just like, okay, I don't like that. And then she started talking about like, uh, she was like, um, she was talking about how one of our what's the word that, like, you go to school with somebody,
Classmate?
classmate. That's the word. Wow. One of our classmates who was black was arguing with this girl I went on a date with. Granted, I didn't know her at the time, but she was telling me this story, right? They were arguing about how she shouldn't be saying the N word during a song and stuff like this. So I was just like, from that point, I was just like, yeah, nah, right? I'm gonna take a quick pause to point out the fact that this was on April 20th. So, 420,
420.
right? 420, right? So she pulls out a pen. She goes, "Do you mind if I take a hit?" I was like, "Nah." But deep down, I was like, "Really? On the first date? Come on. Really?" I was just like, "Nah, do you?" She's like, "You want some?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate it." She takes a hit, right, from her pen. She's like, I've been waiting for this all day. I was like, okay, interesting to say the least. And you had to wait until, like, you were with me. Like, come on, that's terrible. Like, that's terrible. Made me feel great about myself.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And even after that, even after she takes a hit from her pen, she just proceeds to like hit her jewel pod. So I'm like, just wow, you're just going at it, aren't you? And after that, funny thing is as well, she told me, she goes, apparently my dad really liked you because he said he's not home right now, or her parents. She said her parents weren't home, but she said if we wanted to, we could go chill at her place, which she said usually never happens,
Mm.
right? With her parents not home. Okay, I guess the dad must have liked me that much to invite me over to his place while nobody's home. Like, come on, right? But other than that, yeah, that's pretty sure that was the end of my day. I really don't remember much of that day. I really don't. That's all I remembered, and I can say that was by far my worst date that I can remember. I haven't gone on many, so I can't remember all of them. So.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, at least there's something to talk about. I mean, the few I've been on have been pretty significant. At least I think so. Nothing like
That's what
crazy,
matters,
but
man. That's
Uh,
what matters.
yeah, and I mean, you actually mentioned like the whole dad thing. I had that happen to me on the first ever date like I've ever gone on in my entire life.
You met somebody's dad?
Yeah, it was fresh. I was fresh on my license. I was like, you know what? I just got my license. I can like do my own stuff. I can take a girl out without needing like anybody. I was like, let's just do it. Let's go. Like this is my first experience with dating. So I pick up the girl. I go to her house to pick her up, and her dad greets me at the door, and he's like, hey son. He's like, let me talk to you for a second. She's like, she's just getting ready real quick. She'll be out here in like 2 minutes. Like, let me just have a word with you. I was like, okay. Like, he wasn't like intimidating or anything. And I was taller than him, so I mean, I was like, okay, we could just talk about this.
Okay.
And
This
I'm
is
not gonna fight
6'2"
them,
and a
man.
half
I was
over
like,
here.
if he wants to kick me out, like I'll leave, man. I was like, it's all good. But he's talked to me, and he was like, so, you seem like a pretty cool guy. He's like, are you into NASCAR? And I was like, NASCAR?
NASCAR.
No. I was like, no, I'm not really into it. He's like, okay. I just want to make sure you're not like into racing or anything. I'm like,
What?
no, I'm not into racing. He's like, make sure you do the speed limit with my daughter. And I was like, okay.
Oh.
And he's like, and that includes moves too. And I was like, moves? He's like,
Oh.
you know what I mean? It's like, sir, it's my first time ever. We're just gonna go see a movie.
No way.
Just let me be. So yeah,
That's
that was funny.
hilarious.
And then she came out and he stopped talking to me and we left and went on our merry way. I only ever went on like one date with that girl anyways, so it didn't even end up mattering.
Was it not that good?
No, I mean,
Not the race.
no. The main issue was she wanted to send me nudes right away, and I mean, I was young at the time. I was like, it wasn't a good experience for me. I wasn't like particularly like about it. I was like only like 16 or 17, and it felt really weird too for like to be receiving nudes at that age. I mean, granted, everybody's different, but I was just like, I don't really vibe with this. And she was like really horny, and like I was like, I'm just not feeling it. So I had to chicken out, and yeah, I just said, nah, that's enough for me.
That's interesting. Wait. Oh, never mind. We'll say it right now.
Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you.
Thank you. These allergies have just been killing me, man.
All right, well, we've been going on for almost an hour. That might be a good place to cut it.
That
On that little bad antidote. Yeah. Thank you for everybody for watching. This has been JayK Talks, the Scuffed podcast. Our plan is
we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually. We're new to this, but I mean, this was fun, at least for me. I'm sure it was for you too.
Oh, I enjoyed it, man. Don't worry, I won't ghost you.
We'll figure out how to get it undull in areas. We'll work out the technical issues. But thanks to everybody if you watched and made it this far. We appreciate you. Yeah,
for sure.
Let us know if you like
Thank
it
you.
up in the comments, man. Be sure to stay tuned. I mean, we're gonna try to get one out for you next week, and we'll figure out a topic in between now and then. Maybe drop some suggestions if you want. We're new to this. Let us hear what you want to hear from us. I mean, we got stories. I got plenty of stories to tell. I just got to figure out which ones.
We can talk. We'll talk. Even if we don't have any stories, we'll talk about something like philosophical. We'll just
You guys want to hear? You guys want to hear our opinions? About life. I'll give them to you.
We'll hopefully have Wyatt next time with us.
Yes,
He's
for sure.
He's been chilling in this call, just listening to us, but it's okay.
So that's the guy right below. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Kelvin, sign us off. You got a catchphrase for us yet?
Do I?
All right. What a good note to end it on, man.